Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's Energy Insight for August 22nd to the 29th. I'm Jackie Ellis from JackieEllis.com. I'm an intuitive guide and mentor and Reiki master. I see energy and I help people decode the energy within them so that they can start to transform their life into a life that they love. So this week's energy insight, the messages that I got were extremely powerful, like always, and very insightful in that there could be a few different layers to them. There could be a few different ways to interpret them for your own life, and they may happen in different ways that you may not expect. In that, often I can get a message for my own journey and expect it to go one way, and then when I reflect on that message the week later, it goes much deeper and it's got much more fulfilling meaning than I thought. And sometimes I initially thought, well, I know that. I do that. It's all good. And then there'll be a slightly different perspective that I have at the end of the week, and I go, huh, that makes sense. That makes sense. So I want you to reflect on these messages, and I want you to be open to the possibilities of what they could mean for you. And if you're willing to be open, then there really is endless possibilities on how your expansion and your transformation can happen this month. And this month is really about expansion and transformation and being open to what's possible. We found that in last week's message and the week before, and this week's message is really grounding energies that help us take that one step further and really step into the transformations that we've been guided to do, and know that we can take that step with confidence and courage. So this week is the week of the full moon. August 22nd to the 29th is the week of the full moon, and it is the full moon is really your Earth Star chakra. Now, your Earth Star chakra, I've got an article on my website at JackieEllis.com, but the Earth Star chakra is really grounding, rooted energy that helps us manifest what we want to manifest in our life. And it really is our connection to the overall collective consciousness, as well as our grounding support to do the things that we need to do to make the changes we need to make within our life. And the first message that I got was, have the courage to shine your light. Have the courage to shine your light. Now, when I explored this and tried to feel into what that meant, it was about being yourself. Being yourself, recognizing the journey that you're on and loving yourself through that, but also allowing that journey to be a model for other people, shining your light so that you can help spread that light and show people that transformation is possible. And and that you are supported, that we are supported through it all. You know, when we're in our Earth Star Chakra week, it can be daunting at times because there's no clear area where our healing opportunities could be, because it really could land in any area here. It is carte blanche. The anything goes. Anything goes. But it's also the opportunity to allow our energies to dance with one another and to know that we've got this. To know that the 3 previous weeks that we've experienced have really prepared us to be able to do this. To know that we've got this. To know that we have, been prepared to beef up our boundaries for ourselves within our life, to reflect on our own healing opportunities and not react as instinctively as we would have in the past, but to pause before reacting and choosing a different way to act in a way that is honorable and shows integrity towards ourselves and shows love and honor and respect for the other person as well. And it's doing that. When we do those things, we are shining our light. Have the courage to shine your light. So what also came through in this, and it's secondary, but it's so very important. It's like when we are stepping forward in our path, when we are stepping forward in transforming our life and making those decisions to change something that we maybe aren't sure about the timing of what to do, when to do it, or we aren't sure about if we've got the timing right for certain things. The message that came through was there's no right time to be concerned about. That's not it's not a worry. It's not a worry, because when we shine our light, when we are being ourselves, the right people will see it when they need to see it. Don't hide who you are. Don't worry about what others are thinking. Don't be someone you're not. So when we do those things, when we're hiding who we are, when we're being someone that we're not, when we are worrying about what other people are thinking, that is powerlessness energy. That is shadow energy. And that's not being true and honorable towards ourselves. And it's really being, if you want to look at it from a perspective of someone else, that's being deceitful towards the other person. Because you're not being true to who you are. They aren't able to see who you are. And it dims your light. It dims your light. And the world needs you. You need you. You need you. The other message that came through for the full moon Earth Star Chakra week was allow yourself to experience life and the abundance around you. And this really ties into the energy insights for the month. It was, there's a balance needed. There's a balance needed. We can, oftentimes when we are chasing the goal, and chasing the goal for years was, having this idea that we had to live a certain way and be a certain way and in order to succeed a certain way. And we were chasing that goal, and we found ourselves really busy, and we ended up running ourselves ragged, burning out, crashing and burning. Relationships were strained, and when we first started that journey, we weren't trusting ourselves, and we were ignoring our emotional and spiritual well-being. And then as we continued down that road, it began to really negatively impact our physical and mental well-being. And on the flip side, often people will recognize that, and then they will start to go down a spiritual journey where they're finding themselves more, and they are really connecting with who they are on a personal level. And it's a journey that's very intimate and personal, and creates a very deep connection with yourself and with God. And it's an important journey. And we often find ourselves, when we're on that journey, spending a lot of time in prayer and meditation, doing practices that are very healthy for you. But when we spend a lot of time in that state, it can also play a toll on the physical reality that we are in. And we can find that we are neglecting eating well. We aren't as active as we should be. We can find that our mental well-being isn't necessarily taken care of, because we're in a large amount of time in a meditative state, and it's finding that balance. And that's where living in divine flow is very beneficial in the way that I teach it, because I teach it in a way that is very much in balance with being mindful of what you physically and mentally need, as well as emotionally and spiritually, while you are at the same time progressing down the spiritual journey and really connecting to your inner self in a healthy way. It's, if you find yourself out of balance this week, I really want you to explore what you can do to ground your energies, to come back down to earth and nourish your body in a way that it needs to be nourished, and your mind too. Be mindful of your physical and mental well-being, and do things, do activities, and nourish your body with things that bring you joy. And even the work that you do work that brings you passion, ignites the passion within you. And allow yourself to be you and shine as you. There is no right, wrong, or otherwise, other than what you are being guided to do, what it's best for you. And the answers are inside. Answers are always inside. So if you aren't sure, you can ask. Our mind is programmed, our mind is wired to answer always. And it's powered with a powerful source energy, direct from God, running through our soul, that tells us exactly how that aligns with us and how we're doing. The last message that came through was, get clear on what matters to you going forward. Now, this has been a message that we've been getting for a number of months now. This is the message that we've been, guided to do, is to really know what matters to us. And as I've been working with people, we tend to get insight as to the vision that we want for our life in the week of the waning quarter. And then during the new moon, we are guided to set intentions and really express what we desire for our life, what we love, what we value. And we have that clarity. We have that clarity if we've been listening to those messages and exploring what that means for us and for our journey personally. And so when we are in our Earth Star Chakra week, the week of the manifestation chakra, the week that we're connecting to the collective consciousness on a deep personal level, it is understanding what seeds are you planting for your future. What relationships are you nurturing? What actions are you taking towards this vision that you have? It is understanding that our manifestations, whether they're positive or creating some challenging times for us, they require both energies. They require our feminine energy, and the divine feminine knows what aligns with our vision for our life. The feminine energy is a creative energy that ignites creative passion for ourselves. It ignites that creative juices flowing through us so that we can understand what's possible, to get an insight as to what's possible for our life. And then it flows into and through our divine masculine energy to create some magic. And the divine masculine is really that masculine energy that helps us set the intentions that we are willing to set, and knows what actions are required, because in order to get those intentions done and make those visions a reality, the masculine energy gives us the courage and the confidence to step forward in our life, to be able to shine our light in a way that is magnetic and powerful and strong, and it makes magic happen. And when we are balancing those energies in a way that is slowing down when we need to listen to the next step, and then allowing ourselves to listen for the next step, because that's an active part here. That is just the first part. We actually need to do the next thing and take that step forward that we are shown to take. It is not just about being busy, and it's not just about dreaming. It is about dreaming what's possible, being open to what's possible for us. And really, as we go through this week, now that we have clarity as to what matters to us, and we have been actively, if you've been actively working through what you've been shown to release, what you may be shown this week is beauty. What you may be shown this week is that life really is more expansive than you thought it was for you. What you might be shown this week is a future that you never thought possible. When we are using both of our energies in divine flow, we are not only taking care of ourselves in an emotional and spiritual level, but when we are listening to that inner voice within us, which is our masculine energy guiding us specifically what to do because it uses our intuition. Our masculine energy within us will create the space that we need when we need it. Will provide us the resources that we need when we need it. There's no need to seek it out. There's no need to worry about it. There's no need to fret about it. There's no need to run around with our all in a panic. It can be easy if we ask for it to be easy and we follow those directions. When we are using our masculine energy in a way that is divine masculine, we are taking the actions that we need to take with precision and accuracy. And we are taking care of ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually while we do those things. There is a balance. And when we feel off balance, that is our cue to reflect, stop and reflect. What happened? What happened? Where can I get back into alignment with my energies? You've got this. You've got this. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Energy Insights. If this message at all resonates with you, I encourage you, and I would be much, much appreciative if you would share the love by sharing this video, liking this video, or subscribing to this channel, or all three if you feel compelled. There will be a link in the description where you can buy me a virtual coffee. I use these funds to help support my family and continue creating content like this for people like you. There's a Soul Talk membership on my website, available on my website. It is a growing community that I am it's very much a passion project for me, and where we dig into we dig into things that really matter to people on a personal level for their own personal journey. The information for this membership is on my website, and the link is below. There is absolutely no obligation for a time frame as to how long you stay a member. That is completely up to your discretion. If you choose to be part of the Soul Talk membership, we'd love to have you, and I'd love to get to know you better in that platform. Until next time, thank you for joining me on this journey. Be simply you. Take care.